Good morning and welcome to the Knowing Show. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, April 1st. Y'all, it's wild how fast the year is going. And even just as I'm coming on this morning, I'm remembering how important it is to just use this time. This time is so sacred for us to kind of get right with ourselves and right with God and right with each other. And so, as we're reading through today's Course in Miracles, I just really encourage you, if there is someone that maybe you're not right with, or that you're kind of having a struggling point of connection with, perhaps, I just really encourage you to pause and even reach out to them. This morning, I was praying while I was getting ready. I just said, Lord, take the log out of my eye. Like, help me see anywhere that I'm weak or deficient or struggling. I want to grow. And so if you're there with me this morning in terms of wanting to grow, I hope and pray that's kind of the heart of each one of us as we go into our lesson, to be really open and willing to learn and willing to see, because otherwise those logs that are in our eye blind us, not just from what we're doing wrong, but from other people and really how wonderful and beautiful they are. And so that's our chief and foremost responsibility always, is to take the log out of our eye. So as we read through lesson 90 today, I hope that we could just kind of keep that in mind, that is our chief responsibility. I want to start with a review of a couple lessons preceding today's. Lesson 61, I am the light of the world. Lesson 62, forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. Lesson 63, the light of the world brings peace to every mind through my forgiveness. Lesson 64, let me not forget my function. Lesson 65, my only function is the one God gave me. Lesson 66, my happiness and my function are one. Lesson 67, love created me like itself. Lesson 68, love holds no grievances. Lesson 69, my grievances hide the light of the world in me. Lesson 70, my salvation comes from me. Lesson 71, only God's plan for salvation will work. Lesson 72, holding grievances is an attack on God's plan for salvation. Lesson 73, I will, there be light. Lesson 74, there is no will but God's. Lesson 75, the light has come. Lesson 76, I am under no laws but God's. Lesson 77, I am entitled to miracles. Lesson 78, let miracles replace all grievances. Lesson 79, let me recognize the problem so it can be solved. Lesson 80, let me recognize my problems have been solved. And then we jump ahead to lesson 91, which is today's lesson. Lesson 91, miracles are seen in light. It is important to remember that miracles and vision necessarily go together. This needs repeating and frequent repeating. It is a central idea in your new thought system and the perception that it produces. The miracle is always there. Its presence is not caused by your vision. Its absence is not the result of your failure to see it. It is only your awareness of miracles that is affected. You will see them in the light. You will not see them in the dark. To you, then, light is crucial. While you remain in darkness, the miracle remains unseen. Thus, you are convinced it is not there. This follows from the premise from which the darkness comes. Denial of light leads to failure to perceive it. Failure to perceive light is to perceive darkness. The light is useless to you then, even though it is there. You cannot use it because its presence is unknown to you. And the seeming reality of the darkness makes the idea of light meaningless. To be told what you do not see is there sounds like insanity. It is very difficult to become convinced that it is insanity not to see what is there and to see what is not there. You do not doubt that the body's eyes can see. You do not doubt the images they show you are reality. Your faith lies in the darkness, not the light. How can this be reversed? For you, it is impossible, but you are not alone in this. Your efforts, however little they may be, have strong support. Did you but realize how great this strength, your doubts would vanish. Today, we will devote ourselves to the attempt to let you feel this strength. When you have felt the strength in you, which makes all miracles within your easy reach, you will not doubt. The miracles your sense of weakness hides will leap into awareness as you feel the strength in you. 3 times today, set aside 10 minutes for a quiet time in which you will try to leave your weakness behind. This is accomplished very simply as you instruct yourself that you are not a body. Faith goes to what you want, and you instruct your mind accordingly. Mm. Your body or your will remains your teacher, and your will has all the strength to do what it desires. You can escape the body if you choose. You can experience the strength in you. Begin the longer practice periods with the statement of this statement of true cause and effect relationships. Miracles are seen in light. The body's eyes do not perceive the light. What I am not, but I am not a body. What am I? The question with which this statement ends is needed for our exercises today. What you think are is what you think you are is a belief to be undone, but what you really are must be revealed to you. The belief you are a body calls for correction because being a mistake. The truth of what you are calls on the strength in you to bring to your awareness what the mistake conceals. If you are not a body, what are you? You need to be aware of what the Holy Spirit uses to replace the image of a body in your mind. You need to feel something to put your faith in as you lift it from the body. You need a real experience of something else, something more solid, more sure, more worthy of your faith, and really there. If you're not a body, then what are you? Ask this in honesty and then devote several minutes to allowing your mistaken thoughts about your attributes to be corrected and their opposites will take their place. For example, I am not weak but strong. I am not helpless but powerful. I am not limited but unlimited. I am not doubtful but certain. I am not an illusion but a reality. I cannot see in darkness but in light. In the second phase of exercise period, try to exercise or experience these truths about yourself. Concentrate particularly on the experience of strength. Remember that all sense of weakness is associated with the belief you are a body, a belief that is mistaken and deserves no faith. Try to remove your faith from it, if only for a moment. You will be accustomed to keeping faith with the more worthy in you as we go along. Relax in the rest of the practice period, confident that your efforts, however meager, are fully supported by the strength of God and all his thoughts. It is from them that your strength will come. It is through their strong support that you will feel the strength in you. They are united with you in this practice period in which you share a purpose with their own. Theirs is in the light in which you will see miracles because their strength is yours. Their strength becomes your eyes that you may see. 5 or 6 times an hour, ooh, that's a lot, at reasonably regular intervals, remind yourself that miracles are seen in light. Also, be sure to meet temptation with today's idea. This form will be helpful for this special purpose. Miracles are seen in light. Let me not close my eyes because of this. Man, there is so much here. I want to go back. I highlighted a section as I was reading. Faith goes to what you want, and you instruct your mind accordingly. Your will remains your teacher, and your will has all the strength to do what it desires. You can escape the body if you choose. You can experience the strength in you. Y'all, it's so interesting because it really is full of dynamicism and nuance, these lessons every day. And it speaks to our identity. It really does. And identity, as we've been defining it over the last few months, has been that there's kind of two parts of us that amalgamate into who we are. Part A is, who did God make us all kind of universally to be? There's this part of us that is God, that he breathed into us. He said, I am making you in my image. We are made in the likeness of God. We are worthy. We are accepted. We are loved. That's like the spirit in us. And in Colossians, it says, Christ is in all. And so there's this part of us that is made like God, that is holy and precious and to be honored and loved and cherished, because that is how it is with every person. Like every one of us is loved. Every one of us is given the opportunity to manifest this part of us. We are wanted and we belong, and that is true for every single person. We are made in the image of God. And then identity kind of B is, and we're also so unique. We're so unique, and no one else is us, and no one else is like us because no one has our unique experience and our personalities and our talents and strengths and calling. And so there's like the very spirit side that is very much so made in the image of God that makes us forever loved, forever chosen, and we have the ability to walk in that. And that's kind of that strength that she's talking about. We have access to a supernatural strength anytime, because here's the thing. So many times, not just sometimes, many times we find ourselves in situations, whether it's with a coworker or a kid or our partner or parent, and man, it is like impossible, and it is so frustrating. We've got maybe so much stuff from the past that we just feel stuck in, that we can't get through, and we cannot get peace and achieve peace with our partner. That's where that strength, that's where God's strength, looking at the world through his eyes, saying, "Hey God, I need help." That is where that is so incredibly important. That's kind of like the spirit side. And then the physical side, that's where, man, who are you uniquely created to be? And this is where it says faith goes to what you want, and your mind, and you instruct your mind accordingly. We need to match our will with God's. We do have the power to choose, but it's the beautiful, so that's where there's this concept of like, I don't do what I want to do. And so there's an aspect of, are we actually having a real heart change so that our actions mirror how we're wanting to live? So if our actions are reflecting a lifestyle, a set of behaviors, choices, maybe even it's just the ongoing conflict, it really forces us to examine our inner life. Like we were talking at the very, very beginning, to take the log out of our own eye and examine and go inward and say, okay, what's going on inside of me that is preventing me from being able to even access peace in the first place? Because there is something in terms of even, honestly, kind of the hierarchy of even being able to access the peace that surpasses understanding. We actually kind of need to move through the physical angst and grief or anger to be able to get to that peace, and let go and shed whatever is almost like the physical emotions and human limits that we have, to then be able to say, okay, God, I want your strength. I want your help. I cannot do this alone. And so in that process, there's actually kind of a surrender that comes with us saying, all right, God, I'm taking my human will and aligning it with your will. And I'm trusting that you're going to give me eyes to see, that you're going to help me love, that you're going to give me the strength I need, because man, not I am not doing well, or I'm really freaked out, or whatever it is. I need your help. But we need to bring our will into submission with his, and also recognize, like, do I even want to bring my will into submission with his? That's a big question. That's why I love where how she says here, faith goes to what you want. If I am wanting, and I'm orienting my heart towards focusing on the will of God, and say, God, I really, really want your will to be done. I don't know how to do it. I need help. I need your strength. I need your guidance. I need your eyes to see. It really forces you and I to look inward and say, is my kind of that other part of my identity oriented towards wanting something more for my life? Is it oriented towards being willing to get up off my butt in this comfortable place that I find myself in, and see real change in my life for a greater mission, for the will of God in my life? Because y'all, I firmly and resolutely believe that God has something meaningful for every single one of us to accomplish. There's a reason why we're both here. There's a reason why your life isn't over. There's a reason why you survived and maybe they didn't, which is just so hard to fathom. And it's so painful to reconcile that. Yet somehow, some way, you're still here, and there's so much meaning for your life. There's so much purpose in your physical presence here. And so in us coming and saying, all right, I'm willing to take this will of mine, this human fleshly part of me, and orient it towards God, and say, God, I want to be on your mission. Man, it changes things. Now all of a sudden What was once ordinary and mundane, every day is new, because every day holds an opportunity for a true miracle, an opportunity to love someone or forgive someone. But first, we need to go inward, take the log out of our eyes so that we can see clearly to love and serve in return. So with that, I'm going to jump over here into the chat. Good morning. Good morning, friends. Vernon, hello. Sergeant Tram, good morning. AJ Albert, it's good to see you. It's been a while. Winston, good morning. Man in the Hat, hello. Pseudo liberal, what is your favorite flower? I've always loved peonies. I love that you asked that. Chris, good morning. George, good morning. Plasma, hello. Willa, Champ, Vernon, Gabil, good morning. Let's see, Chad, good morning. George, Jello Donuts, Forrest, Jesse, good morning. Coin says, hi, I'm from Scotland. Good morning. Awesome. Thanks for joining. I've only been to Scotland one time, but man, was it incredibly beautiful. Mutar. True faith cannot be discussed without acquiring accurate knowledge about the Creator. It's so interesting. I think that sometimes actually the faith is even the process and the pathway to that knowledge. I think it's both. I love that perspective, and I think that it even requires faith to pursue knowledge of our Creator. I think that's such a beautiful perspective. Bradley, good morning. I'm so glad to see you. All right, I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. Matthew Grubb, good morning. Girthy, good morning from Alabama. Sammy, oh, I'm so glad to see you. God bless you, Sammy. I love you, my friend. I was thinking about you yesterday. I'm glad you're here. I love this. Bradley says, body is just a temporary holder of our soul until we are called home and receive our eternal body. So, so, so beautiful. NYK, good morning. Thank you, Man in the Hat. He said, please be respectful. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. All right, y'all. I'm just noticing for all my regulars, I know that I've been saying this for the last couple of weeks regarding the Knowing community. I was actually working on it on my flight yesterday morning, and I'm really, really excited. We're going to have a good process to prevent the trolls from blocking our conversations, because it's funny. And the reason for it is just, we start off and we're having great conversations, and then the trolls just really do come into the chat and kind of derail where we're going and the meaningful conversation we're having. So all that to say, I'm traveling all this week and have multiple events. So my schedule's a little bit up in the air, but I am going to next week be launching it. So I'm going to be dedicating my weekend to it, and probably Monday or Tuesday, we're going to start where we only can have folks in the community comment. And I think that that's going to keep us keep our comments really organized and kind of on topic and honestly meaningful. I care so much, and I'm sure you all do too. If you're here, you care about how you spend your time. And so if the chats are not a place of encouragement and not a place of honestly like being able to kind of receive peace and receive joy and encouragement, I think that that's really, really important. So I want to maintain that. So we're going to start that next week. April 9th is going to be our first roundtable where I'm going to have some of you join me live. So I'm really, really, really excited about that. So all of this is coming in the next week or two. So stay tuned. I did make this decision that we are going to sunset. I've been telling you guys we are going to sunset one of these accounts. Honestly, I had a different plan at the beginning, but after thinking about it, we're going to sunset Christene Marie. And so everyone's going to be moving over to the Knowing podcast. So everyone who's on Christene Marie, Christene Marie _knowing, I'm going to stop going live there by April 9th. So I'm going to update my bio, and hopefully people can at least stay aware of that. But for the most part, just so you know, go over to the Knowing Podcast and follow there, because we are going to stop going live on Christene Marie in the next couple of weeks. Today we will be playing trivia. Oh my gosh, I need to work that into my schedule, because I might not be able to do that until super, super late tonight. I'm hosting a dinner this evening, and I don't know if I've got time. Let's do trivia late. I'm hoping to have them all gone by 9 Central. So maybe 9:15 Central, 10:15 Eastern. Let's aim for that. So 9:15, we'll go from 9:15, so 10:15 Eastern to 11:15 Eastern. So it'll be a late night for those who want to come out and hang out with us. And we're just going to be going live on the Knowing Podcast tonight for trivia. So 10:15 Eastern, come and hang out with me tonight. It's going to be fun. And I will see you all either tonight, 10:15 Eastern for trivia on the Knowing Podcast, or tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. So with that, have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon.